So let's all play What's My Line?
Now to meet our first challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Mr. X. How do you do, Mr. X? Mr. X, where are you from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Yes.
It's nice to have you with us. I think the panel doesn't need to be told that you're going to be Mr. X for a very good reason, but I would like to present the panel, if I may. Now, would you join me here, Mr. X? Do you know how we keep score on What's My Line?
Yes.
In that event, I think it would be a nice time to let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mr. X is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. X, is it a service that those of us on the panel might use?
Yes.
Are you Mr. X because your name has been in the papers a great deal?
I presume so.
Would one come to you for the service?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with the entertainment world?
Could be.
Would you be more active behind the scenes rather than as a performer?
No.
1 down and 9 to go. Liberace.
Is your service something that you would consider entertaining to the public?
Could be.
Is it, do you represent yourself as an individual in this work, this service you perform? Are you, may I say, are you the only one who does this particular service?
Yes.
Well, now let me clarify that. I would say that in any individual case, this would be true, but it does not rule out the possibility that others could supply this same service at another place or another time. Would you agree with that?
That's right.
And you've received a lot of publicity for it, so it must be either very famous or infamous.
We don't have any people.
Only on the panel.
I'll have to pass.
All right, Miss Kilgallen?
You say you come from New Jersey, but is it possible that you do whatever you do in other places outside of New Jersey?
Yes.
Does music have anything to do with what you do?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. X, do you do your service for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Have you ever performed your service in or about Atlantic City?
Yes.
Have you anything at all to do with the Miss America pageant?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Well, I'm sure he was never even a runner-up. Handsome though he is in his own right. Have you ever performed on television, Mr. X?
Yes.
Would you ever be liable to perform on or with a panel?
Yes.
You mean in an appearance on television?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is possible that in a television appearance he might appear in this form, but it does not exclude other forms.
Could you be considered a moderator on television?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Liberace.
Is this entertainment that you are associated with, is it something of a dangerous nature?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. X, does this entertainment ever take place out of doors?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. X, have you...
May I qualify that statement?
Yeah.
It could.
Has it in your personal experience?
Yes, it has.
Dorothy, you have a qualified yes.
and I don't know what to do with it. All right. Do you use your hands in your work?
Yes.
Do you ever do any writing?
No.
That makes it 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Rex, have you ever done any announcing, such as giving out the news or the weather or work of that general character?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
Is there anything educational about what you do?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Liberace.
Does your work emanate from one particular source in New Jersey? You said you perform this work in other places, but is New Jersey indicative of the source of your profession?
No.
That's 9 down and 1 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you work for a non-profit-making organization?
No.
Profit-making.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Hmm?
Profit-making organization.
Profit-making organization.
That's been previously determined, so we won't rule on it.
Well, he said out of doors. Do you have anything to do with athletics or sports?
Yes.
But it's chiefly an indoor sport, is that correct? Because you said that you don't, because I asked you if you perform your work out of doors, and I got a very qualified yes.
Basketball.
So your question is it chiefly an indoor sport?
Yes.
That's your
and
question.
I get a no. Well, he made
No,
it
you
sound-
get a yes.
You get
I
a
do?
yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's chiefly an indoor sport.
Try basketball.
All right, I'll try basketball. Is it
No.
basketball?
No, that's 10 down.
I don't know.
Mr. Mosconi, would you like to introduce yourself? Willie Mosconi,
Oh!
the world's pocket billiards
Yes,
champion,
indeed.
held the championship. And I must say, Willie, that you're a champion of even another kind. I've never seen the panel in many, many moons as puzzled about an occupation as they have been about yours. That's great news for us. But you've held the championship 17 times since when? 19?
I've held it 15 times, John, out of the last 20 years.
Out of the last 20 years. That's a
Mr.
wonderful.
Mosconi, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Didn't you coach Paul Newman when he was making The Hustler? Didn't you have something to do with
Yes,
that?
Paul
Jackie,
Newman
too.
and also Jackie Gleason.
You trained them?
No, actually, Jackie
Gleason.
plays very well.
He didn't
Mr.
need
Gleason
much
plays
training,
very
did he?
well. But I did set up a couple of shots for him in the picture. With Newman, I think Newman made 3 or 4 shots himself in that picture. But all of the fancy stuff, I more or less performed.
Actually, you're with the Brunswick Bowling and Billiard Corporation. He goes around all over the country now giving exhibitions and doing technical work where it's necessary in the other entertainment fields. But one of the things, I had a chance to talk with Mr. Mosconi for a moment before the program, and I said, well, how's pool playing doing? Has it got the public fancy? And he said, well, pool is slang. There isn't anything really pool. It's pocket billiards or
Pocket
cushion billiards. And where did the pool come from?
Well, actually, years ago in England, they more or less had horse rooms. And they called these particular horse rooms pool rooms. In other words, they went there to bet the pools.
To bet the horse
English betting
pools.
pools.
And that slang crept over
That's right. Well, eventually they put in a billiard table or two, and this is where the nickname got to be popular.
Well, good. Tonight, the panel pooled all its efforts and struck out. Thanks to you, and thanks for
Thank
being
you.
our guest in What's
Thank
My
you.
Line. Nice to see you.